My country craft corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is my big cozy corner, the cozy corner that I have in my family room that sits to the right of the TV credenza. I am looking forward to doing this, you guys. I am going to keep my decor kind of soft and subtle over there, although I'm adding a couple of different elements in this cozy corner. I'm keeping the same. Here's a picture of what it looks like right now. I'm going to be keeping the same picture on it with the like the chalk writing on it. I'm going to be keeping the basket with the pipberry wreath in it. Up on the top, the tobacco basket with the pipberry wreath in it. I'm going to keep that as is. I may add a pick or two to bring in some fall. I'm going to keep my little rocking chair that I used as a child there. And I'm just going to add some elements of fall. I am going to make a new funky bow though. I am going to make a new funky bow to go in the middle of the swag that you see over the edges of that picture. And I'm going to use this same ribbon from perpetualribbons.com. Love this ribbon, you guys. This is all I have left of this ribbon. So I am using it sparingly because I may want to put it in other places, you know, around the house, I don't know. But I'm just using 3 strips at 24 of this ribbon. Plus, I want to make a little bit of a different funky bow in this series than I have made so far. So, and I want it to look a little different. I think the corner will have the same feel as the rest of the decor, but I just want to add a couple of little elements to it. So anyway, here is the bow up close that I had on the swag. And this bow will get put away. And then I'm going to make a funky bow out of the ribbons that Chris just helped me cut. So I will turn my camera here and get it pointed down, and we're going to get to make it a 9-loop funky bow. And after I'm done that, and then I'm going to show you the picks that I got. Well, I can show them to you right now. I got myself some picks from AC Moore this morning. I went in looking for another one of those long pumpkin. What happened to my camera? My goodness, sorry. It's like sliding on the floor here. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that. There we go. I have my big tripod here because I have to take it over there. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. And I just got a voicemail, which is in my way. There we go. I went to AC Moore this morning looking for some more of those long pumpkin picks, like a pipberry pumpkin ones that I got for the blue vases that go up on mantle. Well, I did find 2 more, woohoo! So I can do something with that other blue vase now. And I did pick up some more of the white pipberry picks, and then just some little pumpkin picks with leaves on them. And I did check my coffers downstairs first before I went and bought this stuff. And then I just bought some orange berries. I have no idea whether I will use any of this stuff, or if I do, how much or whatnot. I don't know. I just don't know. So let's get to making the bow, and then I'm going to carry this basket out to the cozy corner and get us set up out there, and then we're going to work on decorating that cozy corner. Okay? All right, let's make a 9-loop funky bow first, and I'll show you my ribbons here in just a second. Get you turned around right here at my counter. Okay, here are the 3 ribbons that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this, like I said, from perpetualribbons.com, this blue with the foily looking leaves. And then I've got like just a foily looking orange that I want to add into the mix. And then I'm gonna use a plaid. I wanna add in a plaid. Just because I got this from AC Moore, not today, I've had this, I've held this before, but I think it's so pretty and I really wanna add a plaid element because I think I'm gonna put a couple of scarecrows over there and they have a little bit of plaid on them. So I'd like to bring in a little bit of plaid. Plus I always love a little bit of plaid. Plaid I think goes with any decor, well, in my opinion, but who am I? I'm not a professional decorator. But anyway, those are the 3 ribbons. So let's see here. As I said, Chris helped me cut the ribbon. And we did come across, this is what I can't stand sometimes about ribbons. Look at that. They like glued it together or sewed it together. They actually sewed it together. I hate that. So that's like a little wasted. I mean, I could make a little, you know, loop out of it, but really aggravates me when that happens. Got myself a pipe cleaner. Got myself my measuring tape, and we lay these out in a pattern. Let's put the solid in the middle. And this one, I also wanted to do a 9-loop funky bow because it's gonna be a little different than the other ones that I've done in this series so far. I always try to mix up my bows in the series, so. All right, here we go. As I said, I have 9 strips of ribbon cut, 3 of each type. Each ribbon makes 1 loop in the 9-loop funky bow. Because this is an odd numbered looped bow, I'm going to switch directions of my loop each time I add a loop into the mix. And I will explain as we go here. First thing we want to do is pick up our first, these are all cut, as I say, at 24 inches long. And again, I want to reiterate that it doesn't matter how long you cut your strips. That's not the most important part of a funky bow. The most important part of a funky bow is the size of your loop. Like I'm going to make my loops right about 5.5 inches long. And I want to make sure as I go through making this bow that every single loop I make is 5.5 inches big. So first thing I want to do is fold that ribbon, first strip in half, measure out 5.5 inches, pinch it together at that point, and reach back there to that back tail and flip it around so that the right side, this is really 2-sided ribbon, but so that the right side of the ribbon is pointed in the same direction as you want both of your tails pointed in the right direction, in the same direction. You want both of your tails pointing in the same direction. So here we go to the next strip of ribbon in our series of ribbon. Fold it in half, go to 5.5 inches, and we're going to switch directions of that loop this time. See that? We're going to point that loop down from center. My thumb, pretending that my thumb is the center of the bow. So we're either going to point that loop up from center or we're going to point it down from center. And with each, and we want to go to that back tail and twist it every time. So with each piece of ribbon we pick up, fold it in half, go to 5.5 inches. This time we want it pointed up from center because it's an odd numbered looped bow. You can also, you don't have to do it this way. You can point the ribbons in whatever direction you like. I like doing it this way because it mixes up the ribbons a little better than if I was putting everything up in one direction. It gives the bow volume and interest, and so that's why I switch directions, or with each time through the pattern, or like this each time I go through the pattern of ribbon. Okay, so here we go. Second time through the pattern of ribbon, 5.5 inches, and we want to point this loop down from center because this loop was pointed up. Again, making the loop 5.5 inches. You can always cut your tails down, so I always err on the side of caution and make it so my tails might be a little longer than I think I might want. I'll tell you though, at 24 inches has been making them pretty perfect for me. I haven't had to really tweak my tails or cut them down or whatnot. in any of the bows I've made as of late. So 24 inches seems to be a good size for me anyway. Okay, here's the next strip in our pattern of ribbon. Go to 5.5 inches and we're going to point that loop up from center. Go to that back tail and twist. And then the next one, fold it in half, go to 5.5 inches and point that loop down from center. And go to that back tail and twist. And one more time through the pattern. Again, we're going to switch directions. Every time 5.5 inches, pinch it together, add it in at that point. I always pull my loops up toward the, you know, the inside of the bow like that. I don't know, I just like to do that just to keep them so I can see them. Okay, here we go, 2 more to go. 5.5 inches pointed down from center. And go to that back tail and twist. And one more. 5.5. And pinch it in there. And twist that back tail. Okay, now get your pipe cleaner and lay it beside your thumb. Kind of lift your thumb, go to the center of the pipe cleaner. Pull the bottom around the bottom of the bow and the top around the top of the bow, and use this hand that you're holding the ribbon shut with as resistance. Get this hand, your dominant hand that you've been manipulating the ribbons with, get that up as close as you can to the back of the bow. Then I kind of switch my hand around and squeeze and really twist that ribbon up as tight as you can. I twist both the ribbon and the pipe cleaners, or in the pipe cleaner. And there's the start of a pretty funky looking funky bow, huh? Or somebody said last week in a video, country craft corners funky bow. Whatever, I don't know. It's a funky bow. So, as I always like to say, the most important part of any bow that you make is the fluffing. So take some time and really fluff, fluff, fluff your loops. Get your hand in every single loop. Make it big and flouncy and pretty, and pull it and manipulate it. If you have that pipe cleaner as tight as you can get it, your ribbons are not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay put, or, you know, in other words, it's not going to come unraveled. You can pull and yank on it as you need to. And I probably will do more fluffing when I get this over onto the swag that I have on the cozy corner. I'll want to manipulate the loops and the tails once I get it over there. But you kind of get the gist. A lot of people ask me how I choose my ribbons for my funky bows. I thought I would take this opportunity to explain how I choose my ribbons for my funky bows. And I knew, for this bow in particular, I knew that I wanted to use this as my main ribbon in this bow. Or I wanted to build on this. Let me put it that way. I wanted to build on this. So as I look at this, I see, of course, navy blue. I see a foil. I see orange. And then if you kind of move it a little bit, there is a touch of like a gold hue to it, you know? So I'm thinking, okay, I need something with navy blue, kind of a foily feel, and then maybe some orange and some gold color. So the first thing I picked up was this foily orange. This is a ribbon I've had. I got this at AC Moore last year, not this year, last year. This was down in my coffers in my basement. So I picked this up to go, and I thought, okay, well, that's pretty. And then I thought, well, I want to use some scarecrows in this, and the scarecrows have plaid shirts on, I believe. And I thought, well, I bought that really pretty plaid ribbon from AC Moore. And so, and I said, and it has some gold in it, and it has blue in it, and it does have a bit of red in it, or burgundy too. So I thought, and it has cream because there's cream pip berries over there. And I thought, well, this will pull everything together. So I added this to the mix and I thought, okay, that will make a pretty funky bow. So that's how I came to choosing the ribbons that I chose for this funky bow. I get asked that question a lot, you guys, so I wanted to go ahead and take the opportunity to say something and just not make it, but to say something about the, you know, about how I choose the ribbons. All right, I'm going to gather my tripod here and get myself set up over here at the Cozy Corner, and I will be back and we will put together this Cozy Corner. And I think I'm just going to, again, I don't really want to use, I am going to use one tie wrap to tie my bow onto the swag out there. But I'm not going to use anything to tie these on because I literally, when I go to deconstruct my fall, I literally want to just go to my pieces like that and just pull them out, you know? Because that whole setup that I just had with this bow is going to go right back up in January after Christmas. Christmas will be a whole new story. All of that will need to come down and I will need to pack away all my blue and white. But the stuff that I'm removing right now is going in one bend so far. I might have to add another half a bend, but so far it's just one bend and I'm hoping I don't go much over that. Of course, then when I deconstruct fall, the fall will go in with the fall stuff and then I'll have to have another couple of bends or whatever I need to pack away the blue and white because I have purchased some new blue and white. And then all the blue and white will come out after Christmas. Christmas will be pretty much a complete switch out. So. Hence why I'm doing fall the way I am, as I've said. All right, anyway, I'm yammering. Let's go. Let's go do this Cozy Corner. Come on, Arlen, hush up. Let's go. Let's get going. Let's get some decorating done. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, everybody. Here I am. I'm back. And here is my little spray that I have on my Cozy Corner. When I took the other bow off, this kind of dropped down a little bit because I obviously had the tie wrap on. So the first thing I want to do actually is tie wrap this back up here. I want to tie wrap these together so that, because I will, at Christmas time, I will bring this whole thing off in one fell swoop. And including the pip berries behind it. So I am just tying all of this together right now. This whole thing, I'm going to take one and tie this swag together, and then I'm going to tie the swag onto the pip berries that are behind it. And that way, I'll probably have to cut one tie wrap, but just that is around the pip berry garland. So I have a pip berry garland behind here, but I will not have to take my swag apart. You see that? I just have this. This is all one swag. And I'll put a link in the description for you guys that will show you exactly how I put this swag together. Yes, I put it together when I did the blue and white decor. So I will do that. I'll give you a link for that so you can see exactly how I did it. Also not happy with this right here. Go. Get my snippers. Becoming a left-handed snipper, which I'm sadly horrible at. I put a tie wrap. I just, excuse the dog hair. I just tied, or I just slid it underneath the pipe cleaner. A tie wrap will hold it to wherever you're going to put it much tighter than a pipe cleaner will, y'all. If I'm not using ribbon, I usually use a tie wrap anymore. Just because they're awesome and they hold things so much better, you know? So I'm just going to feed this pipe cleaner, or this tie wrap right behind, or right around the swag's stems. and make sure it's where I want it, and then tighten it down. And that's all you do, you guys. How easy is that, you know? Okay, now, and see that's on there good and tight, y'all. Good and tight. When I get the camera down to show you this whole setup, I will give you a closer look at, I have a couple of hooks. I've got one here and I've got one over here that this lantern is hanging on. You see the lantern? Probably not from there. I have a little lantern there, see? It's hanging on another hook like this one. And we just have them tied on to the ladder with tie wraps, because you never know if I might want to move. I did want to screw them into the wood of the ladder because I wanted the option to be able to move them. So I just used black tie wraps and just tie wrap them on. So here we go with a little bit of fluffing of this bow. And the next thing I'm going to do is just add a couple of these picks kind of to either side. And if I have to tie wrap them in, I only have a couple tie wraps here, I will, but I would like to see if they will just kind of, you know, stay in place if I kind of just stick them in, you know, like that. That might be all I do, y'all. Honest to goodness. Yeah, okay, maybe. I only have 4. So, let's see here. I might actually need to tie wrap that on because gravity will pull that out of there if I don't. I might just tie wrap this right onto the greenery here a little bit. I'm just pulling some of the tails out from underneath the bow and filling in a little bit. And I'll get back and look at it. I want some pumpkins up there. And they're nice and tight in there. I'm not going to worry about wrapping those in. Yay! I'm liking this. And again, I'll get back and tweak as I need to. I think I'm going to leave that alone for now. I'm looking up here at the basket. And I think I might like to bring a little bit of an element up in there. I just want that. I have 2 more left here, 1 of each, and I want to put them down here on the bottom. So, back you up a minute. See, that's it so far. I like that. Okay, now, the only other thing, let me get my camera situated, I'll be right back. Okie dokie, there we go. Okay, as you can see here, here's my little rocking chair. That was mine as a little girl. And it's a little dusty. I did dust it, but I missed a spot. Sorry about that. And this is the pumpkin that Helen made me last year that goes with the two that I put in the credenza over there. Here's a little scarecrow, as you can see his plaid. And this is just a navy blue pillow on a navy blue tablecloth that's sitting on a basket that's sitting up on a stool. I'm leaving that as is. First thing I'm going to do is put the blanket on the chair. I want it kind of, it's hard to explain what I want. I want it draping down and kind of messy, but I want it not to be too messy, you know? Something like that. And I have a little lantern that Chris has rigged up to match the other one. I want him there to match this one. And then I have two scarecrows and they don't match. But this little fella matches the one from over there. So it's a big lantern for him. I don't know. But he's cute there. And then I have this other scarecrow. I had her last year. And she's holding a pumpkin. So I thought I would put the pumpkin kind of up here like this. And put this little girl right like that. And I have two more picks. Only two. All right. Let me get my camera set up here, and I'll be back for some final words. Okie dokie, I'm back, and there's the finished product, but I will get my camera down and I'll run you all the way up and down, and I'll show you behind the ladder too. Excuse any dust bunnies that may be back there, but I think that's it. You can't quite see the top of the basket, but I like it because the berries and the pumpkins kind of offset this. It kind of works in kind of a zigzag in my mind. I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, and that's just kind of the way it turned out. But I may need to get a larger scarecrow in this chair to go along with this little scarecrow here. I may run downstairs and see if I can't find one before I do my final walkthrough of this. Because she looks pretty pitiful in that chair. She may need a little partner in there with her. But anyway, while I'm looking at you, let me go into some final words and say thank you guys so much for coming back again and again and again, and for all of your support, for all of your comments, for all of your hugs and love and prayers. I appreciate all of it. And again, when you see my heart, you'll know that I've read your comment and taken it to heart and written down any prayer requests. And I will try to answer questions if you've asked any questions. So, but anyway, let me just say that I hope that those of you who are struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love you all to bits, to bits, to bits, hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, while I'm looking at you, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye. I'll get the camera down and we'll take a close-up look. First, I'm going to go find another scarecrow. All right, be back. Bye-bye. Well, I thought I would start the ending video here with Mr. sleeping like crazy on the floor here. His ear all flopped back. He's sound asleep. There I am with my big old tripod. And here's the cozy corner. Now y'all saw I did not do a ton to this, but does it ever feel like fall? Yes, it does. I'm super happy with it. I will link what I can in the description. I doubt if I'm going to be able to link that blanket because I got it from Macy's at their back room, like, sale store. Anyway, let's start at the top. I got the tobacco basket from Hobby Lobby quite a while ago. This has become one of my staple pieces. And then I have a little blue and white plate that I got from the little antique mall over in Culpeper, Virginia. And I just wrapped a pipberry garland from Hobby Lobby around that grapevine wreath a long time ago. And it has gone through the seasons with me. So, and then I just added, as you saw, just some fall berries and pumpkins just to one side to kind of offset this swag that I just added to. I just added a new funky bow. I still haven't come back to tweak the ribbons, but, and then as you saw, I just added some berries and pumpkins to either side. And it's still hugging the corner of having a place to go, his home, having someone to love his family, and having both is a blessing. And there, that's a battery operated lantern that Chris has rigged up. And there's that hook I was talking about. I sometimes hang things from it. I don't have anything hanging from it right now, but on this side I do have another one, and this lantern is hanging from it. And then as you look at the back, you can see the pipberry garland is just tied on with tie wraps, as is the sign. Yeah, and it just kind of weaves its way around. And then this is my rocking chair from when I was a child that I have been using as one of my staple pieces too, and I love it. And just added the blanket, and then I pulled up some more scarecrows from my coffers downstairs. And there's the one I bought a couple weeks ago from Hobby Lobby. And there's the beautiful pumpkin that Helen made me. I'll give you her information in the description, and you can get in touch with her, I think, on Instagram. And then there's another little guy that I had in my coffers, a little lady. And that's it, y'all. That's it, my fall cozy corner. I'm super happy with it. All right, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.